Hey, Jacob.
Hey, Don.
Will you be my second on a job this weekend?
Absolutely not. That sounds awful.
But you love it.
That's true. But if I were to say yes, what does it entail? What does it entail? What is the process?
Yeah, so we thought this episode we would just talk about the dynamics between lead and second shooting. So we've talked about this before, like in the context of just like how a lead and second shooter should work together during a job. But this episode we're going to talk about like the whole picture.
Whole picture.
Yeah. And we came up with this because we saw a post in like one of the photography groups on Facebook that just seemed completely wild and
Crazy.
different from what we would normally do. It was a wedding photographer, and she'd been hired to shoot second for a wedding, and like she was going to be able to send 40 of her images directly to the client, which is like completely bonkers to me. And then I saw another post, someone was upset that none of their images ended up in the final gallery when they were second shooting, and I was like, so?
Yeah.
Like, that's not your call?
Fantastic.
So, anyways, we thought we would talk about how we do things.
And this is our experiences between both being a lead and a second,
Yes.
which as you know we are constantly, I am her second, and then she is my second.
Right. And we work for other people work for us. So
Correct.
just kind of in that bubble, what our experience has been and how we like to do things.
Okay. So how do you hire me?
I get my phone and I say, hey, Jacob, are you free on this day at this time to second shoot for me? Here's what the hourly rate would be. Here's the hours.
And then I ignore it for 2 to 3 business days.
And then
And then I will look at my phone and be like, yeah, I'm available. Which is usually how it goes.
yeah. But yeah, I normally try to have, when I'm hiring a second, as much of the details as possible. Sometimes all I know is that I've been hired for 4 hours, but we're still like narrowing down the exact, like it's going to be evening, but will we start at 5 or 6? I'm not sure yet. So I'll just communicate as much information as I have, but at least indicating the full number of hours that someone will be working. The other thing I also do is I also have my seconds start 30 minutes before the client thinks we start. Well, but no, that goes into like calculating how much time when I'm asking someone.
And I appreciate that. I'm the same way because I have some other photographers that just say, are you available? And I'm like, yes, but I have kids, I have family stuff, I have other shoots. Can you at least give me a time frame? Because I hate just putting, and like if I put it as a lead, like, and you know, I also ask you, is it actually happening? Because I'll get that a lot. There's a couple of photographers that'll be like, hey, are you free? And I say yes. And then 20 days later, I'm like, hey, this happening? They're like, oh no, but you never told me.
Yeah, so I don't book my seconds until the job is booked.
Yeah.
The only time
And a lot of other people don't do that.
Yeah.
Some, not everyone, but some.
Because to me, like...
And I'm the same way, by the way.
I have a big enough group of people to pull from for seconds.
Yeah.
That I don't need to know that I can have someone...
Unless it's a really important one, like our NASA wedding, which I knew it was coming, but I did ask you ahead of time just to see because I needed you. I needed a strong second that I didn't have to worry about.
Right, that thinks the same as you.
Yeah. But other than that, I'm the same way. I'm not telling you unless it's booked.
Right. The only times I need to ask people before it's booked is if I need someone else to shoot a job for me as lead. I can't book that unless I know that I have someone I trust to shoot lead, because the number of people to shoot lead is different than to shoot second. And also, like, depending on what type of job, it's a different set of people I would ask about.
And I'm number one in every single time.
So those times I will say, like, hey, are you available to shoot lead for me? And that might not end up happening because they might.
But even giving me or giving someone a rough, like 1 to 7 roughly, it will change, but just give me something so I know.
Yeah. It's a 5-hour evening party. I will get more details ASAP. Yeah.
Because like for me in my schedule, like I have a family schedule that we put in that everyone sees. If I just put your job is an all-day event because I have no time. No offense to my family wife, but they don't see that because it goes to the top. Like it's at the top of your calendar as opposed to physically seeing that block of time.
Right.
I'll even make it longer just to like
Yeah.
1 to 10, even though I know it's going to be 4 to 8 or something.
Right. Just to like
Yep.
have it blocked properly. Yeah.
Do you do a contract for me?
Don't.
You don't. And I don't either.
Some people we work for do contracts.
I would say though, but 95% of them don't. Now, to be fair, we are a very tight knit group here in Central Florida of our grouping.
Like our little circle.
So like I would never feel worried that I would need to. I'm sure someday we will get burned and maybe need to do it. But as of right now, I've never signed a contract from you, from Stephanie, even back with Cricket, Regina. I can't think of any contracts I've ever signed. Dean.
I guess really for second, it's only the same company that we shoot lead for.
Yeah.
Even when I'm shooting second, I get a contract. But that's
a company.
like a whole freelance arrangement.
And I've never sent a contract to any of my seconds ever as well.
I don't know. What do you guys do? Does anyone do contracts for seconds? I'm sure, like you said, I'm sure we will be burned. And I have had a few, like, there are certain people I know have a higher likelihood of bailing on me.
Yeah.
And so I pick and choose when I would ask them, like when I know it would be easy to find someone else.
But I would even say to that, like if they signed a contract or if I signed a contract for you and you legitimately know I would never flake on you unless it was something emergency.
Right, exactly.
What's the contract?
It's not exactly. I don't.
You're going to sue me? I mean.
Right. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pursue legal action because you broke the contract. So
and we'll talk about this
I just won't ask you anymore.
We also don't like prepay each other for the most part too. So it's not like you've paid me.
Right.
And I know for whatever reason, you're like, hey, I just need to pay you now. And I couldn't go, of course I would pay you back. But again, that's because we're.
Yeah. Like we all rely on each other.
Yeah.
And so
I would never burn a bridge.
Right. On top of just like, I wouldn't do that. I don't even do that for companies I work for that I don't particularly
care about. Yeah.
Like I don't have a personal, I wouldn't feel bad personally for like screwing them over last minute, but I still won't do it because it's just important to me to like keep my word when I say I'm going to be somewhere. Again, unless it's an absolute emergency. In my own business, I've been the one. I don't know if you remember that you had to shoot lead. You were already shooting second for me on a party. But I got food poisoning the night before a bat mitzvah. So literally like on the floor of a public bathroom in between being sick, I'm texting you and Courtney to like step up as lead for me for the 2 different parts of the event. Because I was like, I couldn't even get up. So like the chances of me being able to shoot something, not so good. But I'm the only one that's really caused that problem. But then on top of that, we have our own personal, like we all rely on each other. So I wouldn't want to upset someone and then have them not hire me in the future when I rely on that income.
Yeah. I always tell the story of I'm the same way with you as like, I will not flake on anything that's important. But I had a Disney wedding once and I get to the office to start, getting our gear ready. And my daughter ended up having to go to the emergency room because she had kidney problems. And so I get this information and and I remember Joe was my second. And Felix was in there, and I was like, I told them, and I was like, okay, so I can shoot it, I can get until like the ceremony, and then like maybe I can leave after the ceremony. And they were like, go. I was like, no, like let me just get I'll get it ready, right. The ceremony, and then I'll leave it there. They're like, go, and same reason.
I actually had one of the like calls I had this week for a potential upcoming wedding. The bride asked me, she's like, well, what happens if like you can't be there? And I was like, well, it's a great question. It's only happened once in 14 years. And it was because I had food poisoning very badly. And I was actually in the doctor's office the next day while, I was supposed to be shooting.
You looked great though.
Yeah, it was really thinned out. But I was like, but I have a pretty big, tight-knit team of people that I can call on, for emergencies like that. And I will do everything I can to have someone else there. And one of the other things too I told her was like, I always take notes from our calls and like put together the notes for myself for a job of like what family photos, yada yada. So
Because I don't remember you at all.
I would, but like it would be super easy to just text that list to whoever's taking over, and then they have all the same information I do.
And you wouldn't say like this, but, and they don't know this, but, you know, if I'm your second, I could have just as easily been the lead.
Yeah.
They could have found me first, and you would have been the second, and they would have no idea. I'm serious, but
That's
like,
happened to me and Courtney with bar and bat mitzvahs. Like she'd ask me to be second. I'm like, on that date, is this such and such family? Because I also talked to them, and I've gone ahead and second shot, and they're like, oh hi, like
yeah.
it's too small of a community to worry about.
So if you were to get sick, like you don't understand, like my seconds, unless I'm really scraping the bottom of the barrel,
Right.
they could have easily just been the lead.
Yeah,
You just
because-
found me first somehow.
Yeah. Like I have some newer people I've been calling on for certain things, and it's just like they just freelance for a bunch of other companies. That's the only reason they don't promote themselves individually, because they get enough work from working for everybody else.
Yeah.
But there's no like difference in skill or, you know.
Yep.
So, okay, so you've got your second hired. How do you kind of split up responsibilities during the shoot?
This is going to be, it's not tough because we do it without even talking
know.
anymore. So I have to actually sit down and think. I am the mindset that I'm the lead and therefore I need to shoot everything. Doesn't mean I will, but that's my mindset going into. They found me, they paid to see me, and I say that, you know, not see me, but I'm the one that they count on.
Right.
Now, does that always happen? Of course not. So does the second need to be ready to shoot? But usually what's going to happen is that'll be stuff like the groom, right? I'm with the bride. Brides usually hire us. That's the FaceTime we need.
Right.
So if things are going late, the second may go shoot the groom getting ready. The groom's portraits. I've also flipped it where sometimes, though, as a lead, the groom, for whatever reason, like, I need to go shoot the boys. Like, you don't need to be with these boys. You stay with the girl, right? We did that on the big celebrity wedding, where I was like, you know what? I'll go to the boy. You go to the girl.
Well, the celebrity was attached to the boy, so.
Yeah, but she wasn't there.
But that was good. That did make sense.
It just made sense in the way, too, of timing and things. But, so yeah. And for that, but for like family portraits, me. Newlyweds, me. Of course, you're there. You're going to get some. I may even ask you to, like, do you want to do one? Do you have an idea? But me. Ceremony, I'll be getting all the shots, work around me, but I'm the one responsible for getting the first kiss, the rings. I'm responsible for every shot. I do not put any responsibility on you unless I need you to, and that is like something I like groom's getting ready. Not that those are less important by any means, but they're less important.
Kind of are. or like, let's say we're running on crunch time, like, and it's post ceremony. We might split, like one person takes bride and bridesmaids, one takes groom and groomsmen, and we're running alongside one another to catch up on time.
And as a lead, I would still go to the bridesmaids. Just what it is.
Or whichever of the couple was your main point of contact.
Correct.
It just happens to tend to be the bride.
99.8% of the time.
But yeah, sometimes it's not. And then I do just, same thing with like bar and bat mitzvahs. Whoever is the one to contact me, that does the call with me, like that's the person I give most attention to day of in terms of like, because that's who.
And there are certain, like I said, in a bar mitzvah where you'll be like, we don't have to discuss this anymore, but you get the shot of during the hora there. I get a wide shot. I usually get up on a little step stool and shoot above the crowd and get a good zoomed in shot. We don't have to discuss this, but that is something you would tell your second, like, hey, I need you at this point to be right there.
Right. Well, so I have the same thought process. Like everything that happens that day is my responsibility and my vision.
Yes.
So yes, there are some times of the day where do whatever the heck you want, but I would say like most of the day, I'm kind of like the conductor. Like I'm saying, okay, so we're at Disney. We've got the coach coming to pick up the bride. Okay, I'm going to get this shot here. I need you at the front of the horses shooting along the horses as she gets in because I'm going to be shooting this way. Like it's not every second of the day, but when there are key shots, I will often direct my second to what I need to fill in the gap to like how I want the final album to look or the final gallery to look. Like you said with the Hora, like I'm in the center of the circle. I tell my seconds to stay on the outside, get up high if they can, get up, close up of them, up in the chair, separating out like, okay, I need you to handle all the decor. I need you to keep an eye out for when food comes out, when the candy table opens, like there's kind of a division of responsibilities. And quite honestly, the stuff that the second is assigned to is not
as important.
It's important because it is important to the family. They did ask for it. But if it were between something really cool happening on the dance floor and the candy bar opening, I can't imagine any family would rather have pictures of the candy bar than their daughter having fun with their friends. So
agreed.
That's how I kind of...
And as a second, on the reverse, when I come in, I have the same ability that I don't want to shoot anything. So, it's perfect.
Just tell me what to do.
Yeah. No, I don't want to shoot a damn thing.
I think we have some friends who are also photographers who have a different perspective, especially when they're a second. And I don't know. I don't know if it comes out of them not shooting lead as much as we do. Because, like, we shoot lead. I mean, the number of weddings in a year is just absurd.
Yeah.
And so I'm happy to have a day off.
Yeah.
So, but I do think some of our friends who are photographers have an opinion like, no, I should, when I'm the second, like I should have the autonomy to get the creative shots that I want to get. Which, like, yeah, but
I don't see it that way.
But it's not
because it's not my job. It's not I'm not working for me. I'm working for someone else.
Right.
So my job is to get them the shots they need.
Right. And it's not. If all you can get of Newlyweds as the second is like scraps from the side, cool. Do that because it's not, I mean, we've talked about like there shouldn't be an ego in the equation.
Yeah.
But I've gotten into not arguments, but heavy discussions with other friends of ours about like, certain people who are lead who don't let their seconds do anything.
Who cares?
That's not, it's not your day. And I think maybe if you're only shooting second and you're trying to prove yourself and that's where you could feel that frustration.
I used to say that there's some new people at Disney back in the day that they would complain about being a second and not going to do anything. And I was like, it's just because you're not lead yet. The minute you become lead, you'll be like, God, I wish I was a second.
Yeah.
Because you have no pressure as a second. The couple doesn't even know your name. They won't even remember who you are.
Mm-hmm. Well, that leads into the next question of like, what relationship do your seconds have with the client? Or like, what do you allow them to have before the event, during the event, after the event?
In my personal second, 0. Mm-hmm. Like if it's for my company, like they don't know them until, I rarely even say who the second is. Mm-hmm. And then afterwards, in a perfect world, they'll never see him again. Mm-hmm. Or maybe they'll see him if we tag you. I'm okay with a second, though, becoming, if we had a great wedding and we're all close, like, there's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. There's still a couple of clients that we have that they're friends with both of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like social media connected,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
But, I mean, do we talk? No.
Yeah.
Do I like their yearly post of another anniversary? Sure.
Mm-hmm. I don't think, so same thing, like no one knows who my second is going to be until the day of, unless they ask. Sometimes they ask for food, like vendor meal reasons. They need like a name and what meal selection.
Sure.
Or if they're like preparing tip envelopes or something, they might ask for the name in advance. But the other thing too for me is like I try not to tell anyone in case it switches last minute. I don't want anyone to be like, well, why isn't that person here now? Like, is this person just as good? Like, even though everyone's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't, not that I don't let my second have a relationship with the client, but like there's no reason.
There's also been a couple where we are, maybe one of your bar mitzvahs where I was a second on the first child, mm-hmm. and then I'm a second on the second child. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's become close, but you're still the lead. I still do not contact them. I have no relations with them. It's just now we recognize each other. Mm-hmm. I'd also say Disney's a little bit different because sometimes Disney has so many unique shoots.
Right.
Where like
there
sometimes
might be like 5 different jobs.
The second, like how many times have I been the lead and you've been my second, and then I can't do the Magic Kingdom session, mm-hmm. and you become the lead mm-hmm. for that.
And actually the conversation I had with one of our friends, I brought up that exact point. The only time when I'm second and that I try to insert myself into something is if I'm going to be lead on another big thing.
Yeah.
If I'm second on the wedding and then I'm going to be shooting their Magic Kingdom session, they need to know that they can trust me. So I want at least one chance to do a great newlywed shot that I can show them on the back of the camera so they feel comfortable going into that session.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they don't need to even remember who I am.
I'm here to make the lead look good. That's always been my thing of seconds. You know, I will put the camera down more than not to make the lead look better.
Yes. And
we've talked about this before.
Yes. I had a job where, because we do things out of order, I'll talk about it next week, but I was second on a wedding where there was literally like hardly any candid time. They were already married, so they didn't have a ceremony. They just did a ring exchange, which lasted all of like 3 minutes. And then it was family photos, newlyweds, and then a reception at Epcot while Epcot was open. So we couldn't have any entertainment because we're like out on the little pavilion by the water. So everyone was just sitting and eating. So there was like literally like nothing for me to do. And I still put my camera down during family photos and was like fixing boutonnieres and, just making, the lead was set up doing portraits by the water, and I would go to the tables and say, "Oh, hey, would you like your photo taken?"
Exactly what I do every day as a second.
Yeah.
And as a lead, I really appreciate that too. But I don't expect my seconds to. Like, I don't demand like that. But I sometimes wish that, like, hey, could you like just put your camera down and?
Oh, I'll just straight up tell people, especially during family portraits, like just don't take anything. I don't need I'm not going to use your photos.
Yeah.
Unless, like, if we've
a good second though will know that, like, I've done this before. There where like mom is really stirring up the pot and stressing out. So as a second, you don't even tell me. I'll be like, Mom, Dad, why don't we come take a photo?
Yes.
Just you two. You guys don't have a photo, and take them away for a situation.
Or if the kids are getting really crazy and they're done with photos, but it's distracting the parents, maybe just taking the kids for a picture. Like, anything, like, that's all fine. But you don't need to take a picture from the side of the family portrait.
Never use
if it's going to distract, especially if it's distracting people and they're looking at your camera.
Yep.
So, okay, what about post-production? How do you handle file management?
Give me a goddamn card and go home.
Yes.
And that's the last of it.
Yeah.
And I understand that can be tough if you're a new second where you're trying to build up your portfolio and you want to use them. I guess it's tough for us too because we've all been together at the same time. So I've never needed those, like, I've never had someone ask for like a second ask for photos. It's never been an issue. And I've never asked myself if I could ever use any photos because we just been so busy that I had enough. So I understand that as a starting photographer, it can be real tough that, you'd be like, man, I really wish I could use some of these. But with that said, I don't care. Hand me your thing and that's it. You're not editing them. You're not delivering them. You're not posting them. Sorry. That's it.
Yep.
End of list.
Yep.
That's it.
Moving on. I mean, I know, like, if I was second shooting for you and I got this, like, killer image at a big venue and I said, hey, Jacob, if I have someone ask me if I've shot here before, can I show them these pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're all shooting on 2 cards, right? Like, we all technically have a second copy of what we shot.
Yep.
That we can save and do with. It's just the public posting that gets confusing.
Right.
Like the couple seeing their work on someone else's accounts.
Yeah.
That's just not how things should go.
And like when it comes to posting too, I see my stuff on yours, on Stephanie's when I'm a second. Do I care one bit? No. You always tag me. I never repost it. But you still tag me, which is the least you could do. And I do the same. I always tag my seconds in it because, it could be their shot. But
let's be honest. If I don't immediately edit the job, unless I pay attention to which folder it is in Lightroom, sometimes I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Whose shot it is. But if it fills the like little 6-image story I need, or if you did getting ready of the groom, and I don't have that otherwise, like that's part of working for someone else. You are passing over that.
We also came up at Disney where we don't have any access to anything. So
Yep. I have even
access.
stricter. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I have even stricter rules from some of the new companies I'm going to be working with this year. Like I can't even, because again, like the example I said, if I have someone who's like, oh, have you ever shot at whatever venue, a Kennedy Space Center before? Well, if I have what I shot, I could be like, oh, well, I was second at a wedding. Like, here's some of the images I took. I'm sure, like, I would ask you and you'd be like, yeah, that's fine, because I'm going to put it in a private password-protected gallery just to show someone. But I have another company that I'm working for where I ask the same question. I'm like, well, what if someone asks, like, am I allowed to show them a private gallery? And they're like, no.
Yeah.
You are not, like, pretend you've never taken these pictures at any of these places.
Dang.
For any of our stuff. And a lot of it has to do with, like, the privacy for the client, because they're
fair.
Like, it's in the contract that the client does with the company that even the company can't use everybody's photos publicly. So then they're like, so you absolutely cannot use them. But if they post photos on their social media that I shot, I can reshare them. Okay. So, okay. So then how do you handle pay and all of that?
You get paid?
You can get money for this?
So, you and I both pay usually day of or day before. You know, if we see each other a day before, but we pay of. I know check, Venmo. That's usually our thing. But usually it's day of. Like I will pay you at the end of the event or at the beginning of the event, whatever. Some photographers still want invoices. Some will just pay you after and they keep track of the hours. I prefer to let me handle it, and I am generous with hours. Like I don't nickel and dime in terms of hours. We both agree in a philosophy of if we have to start shooting at 2 p.m., we want you to be there at 1:30, and we will pay you at 1:30.
Right.
No questions asked.
Right.
I'm also of the ability too that like if we were scheduled till 10 and it ends at 9:30 because the bride and groom were done, I'm paying you till 10 because they paid for that, so the money's already there. I hate when leads want to start nickel and diming hours. Like you're working for, you know what I always say? I was like, that's Disney shit. That's when Disney's like, you don't need that. You only work 7
It's very like clock in, clock out, like time clock mentality, when that's just not what we do, because like you said, we've been paid the full amount. So we should have allocated that whole amount for the second shooter anyway. And you ask them to block all that time. And
if I'm done 30 minutes early, am I the $25
yes.
I am saving? Is that really worth it? No. And I've had a couple of leads lately that all of a sudden have become a little like stingy with money. And I'm just like, what are we doing here? This is, you asked me to be here for 8 hours. Just pay me for 8 hours. You got paid for 8 hours. You were literally saving $25.
Right. Yeah. To upset the relationship, it just is not worth it.
So I'm very big. Also, like some take forever to pay, like the invoice, or like you have to keep reminding them you've sent an invoice and you're like, hey, I sent that 2 weeks ago. Pay your people, pay them quickly, on time, and don't cheap them out, right? On our NASA wedding, we went late and we were stuck, kind of not stuck there, but I immediately said, obviously, are you okay to stay? And I immediately paid you.
Well, yeah, because I rode with you. So there wasn't an option for me to, because we had to transfer between locations. There wasn't an option for me to be like, no, I can't say sorry. Bye.
And I think, too, that I even paid you the full, because I think we're only there for, did we stay like 20 minutes? I don't know. I think I paid you more, like I rounded up. Because I'm not going to be like, well, you worked 19 minutes, so 19
Let me do the math.
times 50, no.
Yeah. Yeah, I like.
And that couple didn't pay me extra to stay either. That was one of those that I just took the hit because
we really wanted those
wanted the photos, and it wasn't worth the fight, and we were stuck kind of there anyway. We're on the, NASA Visitor Center. So it was a once and not a lifetime, but I haven't shot there since. So it was just worth it.
Yeah, because we wanted to go to the
Rocket
Garden, and it was raining earlier in the day when we could have gone there. Yeah. What I do is I know how many hours I need people to be there. And so I'm still writing checks because that's what my accountant prefers. So I'll write the check in advance. Not that far in advance, like the day of.
Yeah.
And then I have the memory card that they're going to shoot on and the check, and I hand it to them as soon as they show up. And then if we go over, then I either Venmo the extra $25 or whatever it is. I also sometimes I will extend, like if it's the day of, I will extend, but I won't extend my second. But that's not time that they were expecting to be committed. Like they thought they were leaving at 10, so they're going to leave at 10. I'm just going to stay till 11 and I'm going to bill the client for one photographer for an hour. And like, I don't think there's a problem with that, especially like the last hour of a party. It's normally not much is going on. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I try to pay, at the event. If it's a job where I'm not going to be there, I might mail a check in advance, or, I might not be able to give them a memory card, so I might set up for them to upload into my Dropbox account. Like, there are, oddball things. Sure. But even still, like, one of the jobs I did this week, I was shooting a wedding, and Stephanie was shooting a gala for me, and I went and met her, like, at the 7-Eleven right outside the hotel and got her memory card. I had given her the memory card the day before and then picked it up from her that night and gave her the money. So, yeah, I just try to stay on top of it.
And what do you feel the most uncomfortable conversation of all for us Central Floridians here? Mm-hmm. What do you think is an appropriate pay rate for a second?
Oof. Okay. I have no idea what is appropriate everywhere else.
We'll do a range.
But I'm normally paying other people $40 to $65 an hour, depending on the scope of it and what I'm getting paid for it. So, like, well, you've had some you've done with me where you've gotten even more than that per hour because we were making a lot more per hour.
Yes.
But yeah, seconds I normally start at 40. Assistants, especially if they're like just assisting, not doing anything else, I do 30.
I was going to say 50 for a second in this area is pretty...
For weddings.
For weddings is fair and standard, I feel. And it's an average. There might be a little bit lower and there might be a little bit higher. But I feel like 50 is an hour for a second here is fair.
And then depending, like 50 to 100 per hour for lead.
Yep.
The other two companies I just got hired with, one of them starts at 45 an hour and the other one starts at 65 an hour. So those are kind of like benchmarks in my head. And those are both lead shooting responsibilities. But there's also like expectations of what equipment are included at that rate. And if there's more equipment needed, it could go up. Like the one company pays you if you need to bring more equipment than just your camera and on-camera flash.
Nice.
So they kind of like rent your lighting gear from you for the day.
What about far away places? What do you do with a second?
Those are normally like, I don't know. It's always like a one-off, and I always talk to them about it beforehand, like what they're comfortable with doing. So normally I'm still paying for the job time, but then like I'm taking on all the cost of traveling. Like I'm picking them up and we're having them meet and like we're driving together. So they're not
usually
paying.
Carpool. Every like NASA, I took you. Some big ones at Stephanie. She usually picks me up. So she pays the same, but she drives.
Right. And normally if that comes up to like I'm buying us food, I'm buying us drinks, like I'm, there's like I'm trying not to make you pay anything to come to work.
We do shoot a company though that does give us a higher rate for, I don't know how far away it is. I don't remember what she calculates.
Yeah, more than an hour out of the center of Orlando. That's how she does it. Which, like, surprise, things take longer to get to now. I've had to go back on some where I'm like, you've always paid me. Like, this is an hour and 15 minutes. You've always paid me the extra travel time. And she's like, oh, no, I thought that would only be like an hour from you. I'm like, nope.
I don't know if it was from me, because if I live out in Winter Garden,
Yeah.
Even to the other side of Orlando is an hour. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
But usually they're pretty ridiculous. So it's not like close. It's in fucking Tennessee or something.
Yeah, I've had, like, basically I cover all of the travel and then you get still paid for, like, travel and not per diem, but like travel and food, travel and lodging is covered. And then you still get paid for, like, work time.
Yeah.
It sucks, though. It's hard to ask people to do that because if they could get their own work that day, like,
you're taking a
lot more money.
Yeah. You're taking away 2 days.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's hard, like, working with Dean on the conventions that are outside of Orlando because, like, I can't afford to give you 4, 5, 6,
Plus
7
travel
days.
Yeah.
Like,
The one in August is easy to do. That's why I always did the Chicago one. It's in August.
nothing else going on.
Not doing a darn thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But one's in March and May, and you're like, eh.
So to recap, things I would never let my second do is directly contact the client, directly send images to the client,
Directly look at the client at any point.
I just can't even fathom, like, as a lead, I would want full control over everything that went out.
I can't fathom as a second wanting to even talk to the couple.
That's a good point. All right. What'd you shoot this week?
I gotta go first?
Yeah.
I shot an engagement session, and for another company we shoot for, which is always weird because you shoot the engagement, but their wedding is not until 8 months. I don't know when it is. So it's like, well, I'll never see you again until the day of. I will look different. You're going to look different. I will still not recognize you.
I know.
But it was super cute. It was at Mead Garden. It's gorgeous this time of year, but it does get dark quickly. So luckily, it's an early 5 o'clock engagement because it's dark by 5:40. And then I had a dessert party at Epcot, which, for those that don't know, that's what it is. Usually at Disney weddings, you can have an after hours party at Epcot around the World Showcase. They have different spots. This one was in Germany. So you can rent out that little space. You have a great spot for fireworks. So it's just a cool thing to show your family. You get dessert, some foods, and then we take you and do some fireworks photos. Then I had a Magic Kingdom session. I had a Magic Kingdom. I don't remember it at all. Trying to remember. Who was my second?
There would have been holiday decorations still.
Yep. Yep. It was Maddie. Was it Corinne? It doesn't matter. It was a good session. A lot of holiday stuff. Kind of like you last week, it was an older couple that was doing, I think it was a vow renewal, because I didn't have any part of the wedding. I just did the Magic Kingdom session. And so, they were very like, we just want this, this, this. They're not interested in getting into teacups. They're not interested in doing anything crazy. Just, can we get a nice shot in the castle? Can we get a nice shot on Main Street with the tree and then the castle? You got it. Then I had on top of that, another Disney reception. And I was the second. So this is a weird thing where Disney sometimes has like a wedding in the morning, a ceremony, and the reception is at night at a hotel, a Germany, or whatever it is. And so sometimes, because of Disney's weird hours, they won't let, so they had a lead and a second for the ceremony. Well, then for the dessert party, the second became the lead, and they brought me in as the second. What? I don't know. So I definitely didn't know this couple, and the lead had already spent the day with them earlier. So I literally was just, I'm not here. I did some decor stuff, and that's about it.
Those were things that are very different from when we were in like our heyday of shooting at Disney.
We would shoot the entire thing.
Right, because when we were contractors, there was no overtime. And then shortly after COVID, there were too few of us for them to care about overtime. So if it meant we had a 16-hour day, we had a 16-hour day. If it meant we had, 6 hours before we had to be back for Magic Kingdom, well, then you had 6 hours before you had to be back for Magic Kingdom.
And even then, what we would do though is we would just edit in between. It wasn't a
Yes.
big deal. Now they want splits. They don't like overtime.
I know. That's one of the most frustrating things is I know one of my weddings coming up this month. I have it's a split. So it's like a 3-hour ceremony, family photos, whatever, and then an hour at their dessert party. And I have like those 2 shifts together is like 7.5 or 8 hours exactly. So I can't stay in between and edit the first part. So I have to leave and go back. And I will say, when they first asked me for the job, that's not how it was. When they first asked me, it was an 8-hour shooting day going straight through. But then it got cut in half and split in half. Yeah.
And then you get these weird things of like you get too many weird photographers. You get so many different photographers because some will be like, yeah, I'm not coming back in then.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's weird.
Well, when you don't live nearby and you have to leave.
Yeah.
It's like I have like a 4 or 5 hour gap in between. It's a pain.
All right, what'd you shoot?
So I have a business coach I'm working with. So we did some of her brand photos. We have a class once a month. And so we just got there early and did some photos like before the class got there. And then I did some at the very beginning of class using like all the students as the models. Anyways. Then I also had a dessert party. I was covering for another photographer. So I was at the UK, I think. And the couple was just in like casual clothes. They weren't in their wedding clothes anymore. So
Okay.
yeah, it was fine. Then I finally had a naturalization ceremony again.
One got through?
Back. Yes. So, it was still like 100 people, 100 petitioners going through. So that basically fills all of the seats in the courtroom. And last time in September when we had 100 people, they put all of the family in the courtroom next door. Or in the hall. I don't know. Maybe they didn't get into a courtroom. Maybe they just stayed in the hallway. But they were not in the courtroom. And so until the end, when we started like giving everyone their certificates and then starting photos, and then that's when they said, if you'd like to go get your family, go ahead and get them and bring them back in here. I don't know what happened this time. No one from the courthouse did it, but the like immigration services staff that's checking everybody in, they at like right before we were about to start, they invited everyone into the courtroom with no available seats. So now we have the family members of 100 petitioners.
It just became 300 people.
And there was literally no space. So there's like a big aisle down the center. So they just filled the entire aisle. Then they were like in the back corner, all along the back wall, which is normally where I am waiting. Then they told people to go up like alongside the bench, and it was before the judge came in, and he like opened the door, or they opened the door for him, and then he was like, nope, gotta clear this. Like, you can't have people within X number of feet of the bench.
Some guy was sitting in the judge's on top.
Yeah, sitting over the front, like up on the shelf. Yeah, it was so chaotic. And like all the courtroom staff, they're like, Dawn, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm like, hey, I know it's not, like, I know you guys would never do this.
Yeah.
But it sucked because I think it hurt the photo potential, because I only had like 60 something people come to do photos, but I think it was like too chaotic in the room. But anyways, I'm glad that, you know, those people got to become citizens. So then I had, that same day, I had an office party for a company. This is my second year working with them. So it was fun to like see everybody again.
Why is Dean texting me?
He texted me too. And then I had an elopement with Stephanie at Universal, straight into a Disney wedding.
Why couldn't I do it?
You were busy.
Oh, okay.
It was on a Friday, so you were busy. But yeah, so that was a long day, like 7:30 at Universal till like 11 p.m. at Disney. It was a lot. And then the next day, I finally had a wedding at Bach Tower.
Hey.
That did not get rained out.
First one?
First one that didn't get rained out. And let me tell you, during getting ready, it was raining. And I was like, you have got to be kidding me. There's no rain on the radar. And we're standing outside like, what is happening? I was like, this cannot happen. But we made it. It was beautiful. They did it on the other side of the tower than I was expecting them to do it on. They did it on like the side where the cliffs are.
Yeah, I've done it. That's where I've done it before.
I was expecting it. I don't know why.
That's the
to
only
be on
wedding.
the other
I've only
side.
shot one wedding there. Lots of engagements, but the only
Yeah.
wedding I did was on the cliff, like overlooking the. I know it's not a vineyard, but it kind of looks like a vineyard.
Yeah. Oh, so you did it with the cliff in the background, or with the cliff?
The tower was in our background.
Okay. Yeah.
No, sorry. The tower was to my back. The wedding was
Interesting.
towards the cliffs and the vineyard.
Oh, okay. No, so we did it the other way. That would have been really pretty because that's immediately where I went for photos.
Mm-hmm.
This was the wedding where I don't know what condition the bride had, but I needed to use as little flash as possible.
It's a good thing.
And the ceremony was at 4:30, and sunset was at 5:30.
It was at 10 p.m.
So things got real dark.
ISO went real high.
Yes, the videographer that was with me, he's like, "So, what was your ISO now?"
10 million.
We were just like in the dark at one point. And then while I was doing that, Stephanie was photographing a gala for me. It was an event that it's a planner that I work with a lot. She was planning that event, so Stephanie went to shoot that for me.
Okay.
So
Not photography. Mm-hmm. We're a little late,
a little.
but what'd you get for Christmas?
Okay, so we got a record player.
Oh my God, with the record player. That's all I hear.
It's not true. And because of like other things that we've had going on, we've been in different cities. So we've been like making a tour of visiting a whole bunch of record stores, which has been fun. So yeah, so that was our like big present. We have it all set up now.
And we thought my board game collection was expensive.
Oh my
You
gosh.
spent more on records than I have.
Oh
and
my gosh, some of them are
yeah.
crazy. We've gotten lucky with some. Like we got Queen's Greatest Hits at Target. It was their Target exclusive one. It was 2 records and it was only $17. That was like crazy. And then I picked up some during the Barnes & Noble after Christmas sale. So yeah, I'm very excited. We're still learning and figuring things out, but we're very happy about it. That was
Cool.
my big Christmas present.
Sure.
Did you have a big Christmas present?
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I got a new watch. It's the same as the old one, just newer. My old one was real old. It was dying. Couldn't last a charge. So I got a watch, and I got a couple of board games. I got a board game about making cheese called Fromage,
Oh,
which is... I already played it with my wife, and she loved it, so I'm like,
Oh, good.
yes. But I knew she would. And then I got another game called SETI, and this game was actually a surprise because this is a game I've wanted for a while, but it was a Kickstarter at first, and then it sold out, so I couldn't get it. I'd put it on my list, and it was too late. And then it came back in stock, I guess, on December 21st or something.
Nuh-uh.
And so my wife, God bless her, whatever, was able to get it. Probably paid a crazy shipping to get it by Christmas.
Seriously.
And it was under the tree.
Oh, that's fun.
So I got 2 games, and I don't know, I got some shorts, a shirt. Trying to think what else. Oh, I got a just a test. I got one of those Light My Bricks sets to put lights on. I have the Artemis shuttle Lego, and I got that one to light it up because it's got spotlights and stuff.
Oh, cool.
So I want to see, because if that turns out really well, I could easily see, instead of buying more Lego, just really
Just
pimp out
amping
my
up the
Legos.
ones you have, yeah. Yeah, the record player was my big gift, plus various records from different people, which I'm excited about. And then I got like several bookish gifts. I got some bookmarks. My mom found this really cute one. She was able to like, it's a little like magnetic bookmark, and you put like the person on it and their name, but you can customize what the little, the little
Sure.
character looks like. It looks just like me. The curly hair, the glasses,
Stressed out look.
the frizz. No. And then I got another bookmark for my sister and like a cute Gilmore Girls wallet. It looks like a coffee cup. It's like just a card holder from Loungefly, but it looks like the coffee cup from Luke's. It has like the Luke's little takeout thing on it. It's very cute. Some Christmas ornaments. Oh, my dad, I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast, but our friend Dan found the print files. The old school like ceramic Christmas trees that had all the light bulbs that you could put in it?
Yeah.
He found the print files to 3D print it. And so I had shown my dad, and so then my dad printed one for himself, but he printed ones for me and my sister for Christmas too. So I have one of those now. And then he made us, it's shaped like the castle, and it even has like the little Walt and Mickey and the breezeway, but it's like an earring holder. So it has like all little holes so you can store all your earrings on it.
Sure.
It's very cute.
Mazel tov.
It's very cute.
What'd you get for Hanukkah?
I didn't get anything for Hanukkah.
Oh, okay.
Although I met up with one of my friends who's Jewish, and she was like, I got something in a subscription box, and I have absolutely no use for this, so you can have it. Here you go. Merry Christmas. And it's a tote bag, but it says, like, have yourself a merry little shelf miss or something, like a Christmas
Oh,
book
because of
tote.
Hanukkah, she wasn't.
Yeah, so she's like, I don't have any use for this, so you can have it.
All right.
So, yeah.
Merry
So
Christmas.
if anyone has any recommendations on good records that you really like, let me know. Not Taylor Swift.
So I'll say it was all Taylor Swift. Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, I considered that.
Olivia Rodrigo.
I almost bought that. I did find a couple of hers. I found one of the record stores we went to had an entire section of just 90s music. And I was like, oh, but they were kind of expensive. Or they only had like anniversary editions.
You're about to go into a hobby that you're not prepared for.
I know.
You're a cheapskate, and this
I'm
hobby
trying to
is
curb
not
myself.
a cheapskate hobby.
I'm not a cheapskate. I just am discerning with my purchases.
Cheapskate.
Anyways, bye.
Bye. Cheap ass.